Let's take a look at this example.
Димасия рассчитывает на нас.
Right here is what we're looking at.
На нас.
This is not something that I usually will fix. The reason I don't normally fix it is because in a game context, you can't hear it. This is frequently caused by nose knocks. I think that's the most common place I hear it. Here it's in an S, which sometimes I'll hear it at the end of S's, but not as commonly. But there is a way to fix it. It's just not usually worth the time. If you're working on a more cinematic context, then it might be worth it. But anyways, let's take a look.
На нас. На нас.
So if I just try to use mouth declick, does nothing, usually doesn't do anything. Sometimes if I just highlight one of the knocks, okay, it still does nothing. These usually come in pairs or singles is the most common place I see them. Okay, so that's not working. So next, let's try spectral repair and we'll be on the attenuate setting. So right now, the weighting is checking before and after equally. So let's see what that does. That actually didn't do too bad. Now let's go ahead and hit the next one. That pretty well fixed it.
Рассчитывает на нас. Рассчитывает на нас.
So I'm actually happy with that.
На нас.
Sometimes, however, the attenuate module won't be able to determine what it needs to do. So there's two things we can do. One of them is we can highlight the first one and adjust the weighting to only before, because see there's this dead zone. So that's what attenuate is comparing to. And it's going to try to make this more or less match that.
Нас.
And then the second one will do the after weighting.
Рассчитывает на нас.
So that actually visually looks even cleaner. I'd say it sounds rather equivalent because the first method we did pretty well took care of it. But just to hear it one more time in full context.
Димасия рассчитывает на нас.
Yeah, that's pretty sick compared to.
Димасия рассчитывает на нас.
Okay, so there is one more way if, let's say that this has a lot of frequency content here and there's no place to really grab a reference for our attenuate, we can also use replace. So first, let's grab both of them. And I want the surrounding region to be pretty small. And the before and after weighting will be equal. Let's hear what that sounds like.
Рассчитывает на нас.
I love that.
Димасия рассчитывает на нас.
I absolutely love the replace module. I actually think I like this the best. You can already see visually that it looks the best because in the previous ones, there's like little holes that were being left around. And I'm not a fan of leaving this, even if it's usually not audible. You just got to be careful with the replace function because sometimes it will have a little hum sound to it. So let's find a tonal piece.
Димасия рассчитывает.
So see this little hitch here between this section and this section? What if we replace that?
Димасия рассчитывает. Димасия.
So you start to get that sort of stuff, or a super dramatic example.
Рассчитывает.
So that what happened right there sometimes will happen just in this little frequency selection. So you got to be really careful to listen for that because it can be easy to miss. And then later down the road, after you've saved this and you're adding effects and stuff, then your effects will perpetuate this. For example, if you hit a long delay or a reverb, now that sound is going to keep echoing out, which is not what you generally want. Those are the three main ways I fix that. I would recommend replace if it doesn't sound weird, but make sure to listen for that.